there's a problem there for us people. Sangi?
Yes, and today
Yeah.
is Saturday, the 27th
Yeah.
day of May, 2017. Yesterday was our independence anniversary. And there are so many issues. I'll just run through some of them.
Yes.
Some people believe the city constabulary is still in the 19th century.
Yes.
You know, they're basically market constables. We need to bring it into the 21st
Okay,
century,
that's-
just like that. Then you
yeah.
have a lot of small businesses are mushrooming around,
Yes.
especially around the city, and a lot of them are failing. So what it needs, simple things they can't do. People can't, they can't read and write properly, they can't count.
Yes.
So we need to have programs where people are trained to run small businesses. I don't know what impact the government, but
Yes.
they can do. And then you have also the national awards.
Yes.
And again, we find that you were ignored. C.N. Sharma, you've been ignored by successive government despite your immense contribution to the development of this country. So we need to know what is going on. And then again, it is a cry for constitutional reform. And among the issues are the power and the powers and immunities of the president, you know.
Yes.
And also many feel that MPs should be directly accountable to the people, not to a political party.
Yes.
You know. Then the case against Grey Boy for the Cromwell murder.
Yes.
They're saying that if the assistant superintendent of police, Caesar, does not turn up, they should take
Close
it
the
out.
case,
They should have done it a long time
Okay.
ago and start looking for the real murderer in that case.
Yes.
And then the information czar, Ramson, that he's only answerable to the PPP.
God.
I don't
When the
know.
PPP call him in for information, he's finding it. Like those people who can't leave the country,
Yes.
you know, but he's not acting, he's not working with the government. We don't know what. I think
So-
they should just.
So what do you think should do about that?
I think they should just do away with the office.
Yeah.
Of the close down the office, you
Yeah.
know, and thank him for his services, which was
Services,
almost
that's right.
nothing.
Yeah.
And he got so much money.
How much money is getting
$70
every month?
million.
17 million.
70 what?
70.
70 million?
Yeah, because he's been operating.
You sure about that?
He's been working for more than 7 years and getting more than $1 million a month.
It's 2013, though, isn't it?
Yes, without doing anything.
2013.
Yeah. Go ahead, let me hear what you got to say.
Yeah, so those are the basic issues we're looking at, Ian, and I hope that the next time that your name will be among the list of national
We
awards.
want to touch on some people who cell phone was stolen, camera stolen,
Yeah,
people.
well, that is it.
Yeah.
Nothing's been done about the radio license.
Radio license,
And
yes.
look, 2 years have gone. Radio license. You know, what is happening?
But you said you met the chairman. You said at a meeting.
Now,
with the
I've had to meet him to talk about his secretary with him, and they asked him an appointment.
Wait a minute, you wrote him a letter.
I wrote him a letter. They didn't accept the
and he
appointment.
wrote you a letter back saying
Then
that.
they just reply back.
Oh,
But
you
we've got to
did.
talk about it later. We can't discuss that now this time.
Yes, Ian. Happy Independence Anniversary. I was there at the Jubilee Stadium on Thursday night, which is the right place that thing had to happen. I don't know when they come with this thing with Stabrook or Parade Ground. It was a nice affair, not as crowded, but the energy and the significance was there. And then the opposition in Toronto body.
Why?
I don't know. These people are really
You
anti-nationalist.
didn't get a chair? You had
No,
a chair?
everything was set up, Nicolette.
You sure you had a chair?
Everything, all them chairs being
The last thing
empty.
they had no chair?
They had chairs for them
Yeah.
this
Oh,
time,
okay.
and the front seat,
Okay,
all were
yeah.
empty.
Yeah.
These cats are not nationalists. They're
Yeah.
not patriotic.
Yeah.
They have an agenda, and I think they're working with somebody else outside this country, like how Trump working with somebody outside
Okay.
US. We gotta look seriously at this opposition and what they're really representing, because they're representing Guyanese.
Yes.
How you want to attend a flag raising ceremony for the 54th independence anniversary? They've let down their electorate. 50% of the Guyanese electorate that vote for them got let down on Thursday night. They should watch them carefully.
Okay.
The other thing is, I went to Perseverance
Yeah.
behind Providence for the House
Yeah.
at Home Expo
Yes.
yesterday. It's nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people went. North people
How
went.
much house land?
So the
How
housing.
much
The prices range. They drop the prices a little bit.
Like how much?
$300,000, $500,000. Plus you got it 1.7 million, and you got a lot of different categories.
okay.
And it's affordable. It's
What
nice.
interest rate you gotta pay?
I don't know all of that.
But
I
it's
gotta
got
check with
all
the
of
bank.
that.
No, I ain't check all of it yet. What check is the crowd of people
Yeah.
who walking in from the main road,
Yeah.
right in about 2 miles walk. Oh my God.
Then walk out back.
Yeah, they were very tired. They said they were going to give shuttle service. I didn't see the shuttle service. They got to do something because a long walk. But people should go today.
Good
and
exercise,
they should go tomorrow.
good exercise.
Man,
Very good exercise.
very
That's
good
right,
exercise. But it's worth the walk.
Yes.
When you reach there, it's a wholly different something. And I think the government should be congratulated. The Ministry of Housing, Valerie, what's her name? Patterson or whatever her name is. And Leland Salt, CHPA, they did a good job. They're doing a good job.
How much you want job he did good?
Now, because
job he did good?
No, because since he's taken up his post as chairman,
Yeah.
we can see some progress happening.
Ministerial.
Yeah, how proud you see?
Because they're into the mantra of FCH, feed, clothes, and houses. There,
Okay.
and they're doing the housing part.
Yeah.
And when you come to that, Barnum, Mr. Barnum was the architect of our independence. He's the real father of our nation, and we got
Okay.
big up Forbes Barnum because his vision still holds firm. And the Sophia Declaration, Sophia Village is there for all to see. The people in Seafield are still complaining about the fact that they need to do more work within them interlocking streets. Now, the other thing is this. Hear what? The Guyana Youth Corps is being re-established. A lot of money is now being poured into the youth. I like that. In fact, the National Youth Week was relaunched last week. I like that. This week on. So, the focus is swinging.
Okay.
Now 2 years have passed, we can see the trajectory of this government.
Okay.
The government has a plan. It's just it's being poorly executed and slowly executed. Now the other thing is that, brother, there is something happening in this city of Malaise. The city council they're doing a little consultation for the parking meter thing. And they call in the drivers and some other stakeholders.
Yeah, what they do with the driver?
They're torn up.
Okay.
About 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So the problem is there's now a disconnect with the citizenry and the city council, and we gotta watch that because people are losing faith in the ability of the city council to really run the city properly.
Okay. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
your name please?
I'm Miss Bernard, Dawn Bernard.
Where you live?
I'm at lot 3000 North Rhine
How long you live here?
Georgetown, about 20 years.
20 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Tell me what is it, you made your story.
well, I have some persons there for 18 years dwelling where I am, with
Yes.
25 houses of
Yes.
persons.
Yes.
And in each house they may be having, the majority is about 10,
Yes.
and the less is about 4.
Yes.
And they are no friends of mine.
Yes.
Yes, they have become my enemies because I can't live the lifestyle that
Why?
they are living,
Yes.
which is of bad-minded actions, hatred.
Yes.
They don't have a caring for another
Yes.
person or such that don't need to live that way.
Okay.
Yes, so I was keeping myself to myself
Okay.
all the time.
Yes.
And eventually they start up to say, well, they're running the things with the police.
Okay. Yes.
So the outpost in North
Which police
Rhineville-
station you're
No,
talking about?
The outpost in North Rhineville.
Yes.
There, they get to be friends with them that is there, and
When you get rented, what do you mean by that?
they will give them lunches or
Lunch?
yes, or if a
Okay.
cart is passing selling ice cream cones or
Yeah,
whatever, and they
yeah.
purchase one. They
So
will purchase.
how that affect you really?
Well, in that they become friends with them.
Yes.
The police them are working on their side of the things.
Okay.
Yes, so even though they're in the wrong, they're getting the chance to be right
Okay.
when we reach to the court.
Okay.
Well, there's one guy that he abused me and such, and I had to ask who is it is there, and
Okay.
he looked out and said it's him. So I said, why are you abusing me? Well, they put him to abuse me.
Okay, no.
Right.
Do you speak to any person authority?
yes,
Tell me who you talk.
yeah.
Tell me who you talk to so far.
The sergeant that is there in charge
Yeah.
at North Rhineville
Yes.
is female.
Yes.
Yes, and before her, a previous one was there.
Yes.
She knew about them also.
Yes.
She was on my side at one point in time,
Okay.
and then a few years later, she become on
Okay.
their side.
Tell me next you talk to.
I went to the policeman that is in charge of all the stations.
Yeah,
which
which
is-
artist station? What do you mean?
he's in charge. He's called Mr. Van Dyke.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's a Dutch surname.
okay.
Yes, well, he get to know about the problem and such.
Okay.
But I'm not getting
Who else you talk to?
about it. Oh, well, I had to.
Where do you went to? Where do you write your letter? Where you went to? Where did you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I decided to get on to Mr. Granger. Or what?
Who, the president?
Yes, the president of Guyana.
What?
I decided to get to him so that he can give me some help.
He'll
on
be
it.
able to help you.
Yeah, because
yes.
once he's at the top,
Okay.
who is there at the bottom would have to take his
Oh,
advice and what he says.
How about what Mr. President Richard said to you?
Well, I never get to reach the man.
What?
The letter was there. I wrote in October late last year. I got a reply in late February.
Yes.
And I went early March, was like the 3rd March or 2nd
Must bring
March.
that to see President Richard sent you. You got a letter?
They eventually took that letter back and left me with only the envelope.
What?
Yes. So saying that, okay, if I had, the reply I got was to see.
Give me the reply again. Tell me about
It was to see the cohesion
Yeah.
minister.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I didn't want to talk to her. I wanted to talk to His Excellency.
Who's the cohesion minister?
What's her name?
At that time.
Amnali?
Yes,
Yes.
Sally.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did Amnali say to you?
She said, well, okay.
Yes.
If you wrote to see Mr. Granger,
Yes.
and we're going to see a letter that you first had wrote here,
Yes.
and confirm it.
Do you have a copy of this letter?
Yeah, well, I don't know. She said her secretary will do that.
Okay, okay.
And give she some time and she can do
Okay,
that,
okay.
and they're going to call me back. They never did.
Okay.
So I went in again, and she said, no, they haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
But I said, no, listen. I know somebody that is close to Mr. Granger.
Yeah.
So if I should bring that photograph, showing you or showing the cohesion minister this photograph and saying, that's Mr. Granger in this photograph,
Yeah.
wouldn't that give me a preference to see him quicker?
That would not give.
She said yes.
Yeah.
There's her assistant saying
Yes,
yes.
yes.
But still yet, she tell me, okay, they're gonna call me, and they didn't call me till now.
See, you feel, how long we push down like that?
Well, I go early March until now. I ain't get through. I ain't get to see him. March, April, May.
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, they remain just living. You know, sometimes babies there, you know?
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
Now,
Why do you want to see him?
well, I saying that he's at the head of the country.
Yeah,
If I'm not getting,
he talking to the President Granger.
yes.
Yeah, and he can't see President Granger. That's what he's saying to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I said,
Yes.
well, if I can't get to see him, then let me come to Mr. Sharma.
So why you just come to
Televi-
Charm? Yes.
Come to the television channel
Yeah.
where I could get to say what I have to say clearly and let it be heard.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, now I'm at, well, I didn't get no response neither from
Yeah.
the man that is in charge of the stations.
Okay.
So I said, we went to court, we get Mr. Fongafat.
Yes.
Mr. Fongafat, no, these people are a problem to us and they
Yes.
are our enemies.
Okay.
Yes. So he agreed
Yeah.
to let me go to court and
Okay.
such. Well, one of the matters were concerning my
Okay.
ex-husband,
Okay.
my reputed husband.
Yes.
And he win 2 cases in court at court
Okay,
6.
okay.
Right. So they go farther with us.
Okay.
Get into conflict with me.
Okay.
Yes. So me and persons that will go at them that they put to become
You didn't
our
talk to
enemies.
Attorney General concerning matter.
The Attorney General,
Okay.
Mr. Fongfat, Paul Fongfat.
No, no, no.
Oh,
not
no,
yet.
no.
Okay. Okay, forget about that. Next.
So
Yes.
I said, okay, we at court now.
Yeah.
Good. The
Okay, I'm going to show it. President Richard going to respond to you.
yes, no, at court.
I can make sure you respond to
yes,
you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, Mr.
How much the next minute said? Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
while at court,
Yeah.
one day, it was the 3rd of May.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at court on the 3rd of
Yeah.
May. Or it was the 3rd of April. The 3rd of May.
Okay.
That was a Monday.
Yeah.
I went to court on that day,
Yeah.
and when, like, on the 6th or the 7th of May,
Yeah.
we weren't in the house because we wanted to avoid
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So we went by my reputed
Okay.
husband's mother.
Okay.
While there, they burned down the step that was
Okay,
empty into the building.
that's the next problem. Because we deal with that next time, right?
Okay.
Let me deal with this one. Come, son, let me. What is your name? Come, let me.
David Austin.
Oh, no, you still sit right. You sit
Oh,
right.
come behind me.
Come here. You come closer.
Yeah.
What is your name?
David Austin, Mr.
Who
Sharma.
just?
That's my reputed husband.
Oh, your husband, yes.
Yeah.
Let me what you will say. What you got to say?
Sharma, yeah, for about the letter, since I was not to unveil me Sharma police brutality and the people
You
that
come
put
to
me up,
police brutality.
the police have put me in handcuff and put me in the shell and shacking me up.
What?
In the cell, shacking me up with things.
How
But
where
not to
did you
unveil.
get corn from?
I don't know what they're doing. Put me on top of dust and
Yes.
everything. And I get beat up on them thing from the people them, the police them, they want to buy
Yeah.
my land.
Okay.
You have to move from this place.
Yes,
As an
they want to
alien, I gotta
stay.
get away from, I gotta get out of me.
Okay.
And every time I write, I go into the station, I run out the blow for the
Okay,
station. The
okay.
policeman tell me, you want to get charged too.
Sir,
You want to get charged
listen,
too.
whatever, let me make it, sir. A sir got more than one side, you got 3 sides, you got 4 sides, you got 5 sides sometimes, right? Yeah? Right, you understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah, I understand.
Sham, I want justice and I'm
Okay.
voting for you.
Okay.
Yes, now.
Everybody said to vote for me. I had yet give me 8 minutes at them.
Award.
Award.
Oh, the award.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I was about to talk about that. I said that, well, your son is in the governing body.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a minister there.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have given him a chance for him to be an advisor to them. to the
Why you
president.
say that?
Because I think they would have been doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's that,
on-
Jaipal?
Your son?
Yeah.
If he was being advisor to the president,
Okay.
they would have been doing better.
So
I
why you
think
say that
so.
he could do better?
Yeah, they would have been doing better in the country when it comes to justice of people and whatever other things that they haven't looked at
Okay,
yet,
okay.
and that they're slow on
Okay.
or poorly working towards. Yes, they would have, because the advisors to Mr. Granger, they're not fit. They're not fit.
They're trying on 2 years now.
Yeah.
They're trying the best, you know?
No, Mr.
Okay.
Shamo, all they see and what they're doing to be as
Yeah.
the poor class, the people them feeling it, Mr. Shamo, and as a
Well, I support the poor class people. I support the poor people in this country.
Yeah.
Yes, I do
don't
support
pay
them.
$207,000 already in court and police, and then
How many years you, Amanda, how many years you know me?
About since you started.
Okay. That's 25 years now.
Okay, yeah. Since
I
you
started
started.
25 years. My
Yeah.
anniversary is 25 years. That's so? Yeah.
All right.
25 years anniversary.
Okay.
Mama,
good.
thank you for coming.
It's good.
And you're on the program right now.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
for you being around, Mr.
Yeah.
Sharma.
Yeah.
And you keep up the work that
Okay.
you're doing. That's good. You keep it up.
Thank you very,
Yes,
very,
yeah.
very, very much. Sure your concern.
Yeah. Well,
Anything else?
I am.
Thank you
I-
very much, Mr. Shamo.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Have a nice day, right?
Yeah. All right. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Rahman,
Mr.
tell me
Chairman,
some of your problem with the rice.
on this matter, this
Yeah.
lady.
Yes.
See, if everybody has to see the president
Yeah.
when they have a problem, then we have a problem in this country.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
What is not happening
Yes.
is that she has a problem
Yes.
which has to do with the police.
Yes.
So she has to get redress by going to the police station. We have a system here.
Listen, not everybody can know that.
Mr.
Listen, limit
Mr.
it.
Sharma.
Nobody can help but don't know that.
No, but you can't. Not everybody
Yeah.
can go to the president
Yeah.
to see.
I know
issues.
that.
Oh, okay. Ask yourself
Yeah.
a question.
But then the
Since the
president's
president
office-
became the president,
Have you seen it?
have you seen him?
No, I say
No,
the president. I say,
no, you've seen.
he went,
Have you been able to see the president
waved him.
officially
he went on my
as
station.
a party leader? No.
Yes.
He became the president.
Yes.
Have you been able to see him?
Not
You
yet.
know why you haven't been? Because you don't think it's important to see him, because you don't have a problem.
Yes.
But when
And if you have a problem,
Yeah.
there are institutions
There's
where
Jaipal
you
there.
go. No, forget Jaipal for the moment. There are institutions, like you have a problem with a television station not getting a license,
Yeah.
you went or you applied to the chairman of the board that looks after television.
On the
and
secretary, I got that,
right.
secretary.
And you have not been able
Yeah,
to see
can't see
him.
secretary.
Right. So that's the problem.
But they should have
That
directed.
that's a problem that
Yeah, yeah.
you should be able to go and see the president about.
Yeah.
Because it's that
The president
issue.
be a bit busy.
That issue.
He's busy.
No.
The office of the
Yeah.
presidency should have directed the lady where to go and
That's
have her
right,
matter
yeah.
addressed.
Exactly. You can't send.
Yeah.
What they have done is to send. So what we're seeing happening is that the office of the president, you don't have competent people to direct people to the right
Yeah,
place,
but then-
and you can't blame the president for that, because president is a very busy person.
Yes.
So what we have is, and in some ways, this lady's matter is a reflection, is a general crisis
Yes.
that's going on in the country that we need to get a grip with. The ministers of our government need to make the officials
Yes.
in their ministries
Yes.
function.
Yeah.
The police department is not functioning well. Who's
Yes.
responsible for that? Mr. Ramjatan.
Yes.
the drainage and irrigation system and the roads and so on are not properly
Yes.
kept and maintained properly,
Yes.
who's responsible for that? The Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of Infrastructure. The point I'm trying to make to you, Mr. Sharma, is that not everybody has to see the president.
It's 2 hours we got in the program right now, live program.
Yeah,
2 hours, 2 hours.
somebody
So,
calling in there.
so
Yeah.
the point I'm trying to make to you is this
You're gonna
program,
make
this program,
chart, right?
okay, this program has changed
Yeah.
the way in which it used to operate.
Okay.
Because we saw you half an hour
Yeah.
before the program
Yes.
of the contribution that you made
That's right.
to the country.
Yes.
And that in fact you were a semi-government because
Yeah.
everybody was running to you for their problems because the PPP had failed the people.
That's right.
To the point where you were managing the country by people coming to you complaining about their problems.
Yes, that's true.
And when it came to the point
Yes.
when you were seen to be
Yeah.
exposing the bankruptcy
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
PPP,
I get
then
ex-
they began to beat you.
Beat you, yes,
And
that's
we
right.
saw that.
Yeah.
As Leon said, it is a graphic historical
yes,
account
yes.
of Mr. Sharma.
Yeah.
So the point is that we now have a new government,
Yeah.
which you are part of.
Yes.
Jaipal Sharma is a minister in that government. We
Yes.
are supporters of this government.
Yes.
And we have to make it function because it's a government that has a wide section of the community who it represents. So, Mr. Sharma, we need to be able to have a new way in which we connect to people.
What new way you're talking about? What you
A new way in which we have to make the
yes.
institutions of power
Yes.
function.
Yes.
Because there are lots of people there who are wanting to call in,
Yes.
want to discuss issues
Yes.
and national problems, not individual problems.
Okay.
Individual problems has to be dealt with by the different arms of the government.
Okay.
And it's not happening.
Okay.
And that's why people are coming to you thinking
Okay.
they're not getting justice,
Okay.
so they're coming for justice for all
Okay.
to deal with their problems.
Yes,
And
right.
we need to redirect them to the right places.
You didn't went to Jasral program too? You didn't went? You didn't went on my part, Jasral program?
I went to the program since 10 years
10
ago.
years ago,
remember?
you see?
I came on the program the
Yeah.
first time
Yes.
when I was interviewed, when I came back from England. And you interviewed me.
Yes.
And then we discussed the question of VAT.
Yes,
And
yes.
I told you that
10 years ago, 10 years ago.
the Thatcher government in
Yes,
England
yes.
had implemented VAT at 17%
Yeah.
VAT. And here the Jagdeo government implemented VAT. People seem to forget that this VAT that Jagdeo is talking about, he implemented it.
Yes.
And it was an IMF, World Bank imposition.
Let me take a few calls in here, right? Call in here. Hello?
Chanjan Narayan, how are you, my friend?
Very good, very, very good.
Yeah, very good day
Yeah,
to
yes,
Mr.
yeah,
Sankey,
yeah.
Mr. Liansal, Rasta
Yes,
Liansal,
yes.
Lion of
Yeah.
Judah, and Mr.
Rahman.
Rahman, Alhamdulillah.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Thank you very much, sir.
if a man gets a chick in his toes
Yes.
and can't get it out of the hospital,
Yes.
would you go to the president with that complaint?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That matter what the lady reported to you is a police matter.
Yes,
Police
yes.
matter.
And until now, she hasn't spoken to the commander of a division as yet.
Exactly.
She just run to the president.
Yes.
The president of the United Nations is there looking after matters of state.
Yeah, yes.
That is a constituency matter.
That's the reason I stopped the program. Like,
This
hold on,
should
hold on,
have gone
hold on.
towards
Yeah.
the mayor and city
Yeah,
council
yes.
and get the council to get the constituency leaders to look into that matter.
Exactly.
You see, protocol is a terrible thing.
Okay.
If we don't understand it, it forces us to be disloyal.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay?
correct.
What is your view on in this matter, this lady matter?
Well, she should go to Mr. Hickens. Go to Mr. Hickens, is the commander of a division.
Marlon Chapman.
Chapman is the new commander.
Huh?
Chapman is the new commander.
Chapman is the new commander?
Yes.
No, what he's
Well,
saying is
I'm outdated.
Yeah.
Well, look, go to Mr. Chapman.
Okay.
And with a written letter from a lawyer,
Yes, yes.
you just can't run to people like that. I could write the president and tell him that I get money yesterday. Would he look after that?
Okay.
Might send a cook up rice to me from
Okay, okay.
But you can't do that. You've got to learn to respect our senior people.
Okay.
You can't want them to come down and look after everything when you got to be at the United Nations, you got to be at CARICOM, you got to be outside there, talk about matters of state.
Yeah.
This is why he authorized 3 levels of government.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay then, Chanjan, all right.
Call in here. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Chairman,
Yes.
good afternoon, sir. How are you
Good
doing?
afternoon. Yes.
I'm talking in concern with this man to your right, the extreme right.
Yes.
He said the PPP failed all these people. What is the afternoon he have to do it? The party with distinction.
Okay.
That's all?
Yeah.
Doing well. This government doing well for this country. That's all I have to see. And
Yeah.
let the see the man in the side there, they look after yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Yes.
Shall I respond to him? Don't I have the right to respond under the law?
Got it.
Under
Yeah.
the law,
Hello?
I have
Yeah,
the
Mr.
right to
Chairman.
respond to him.
Yes.
I want in like this thing Dr. Ministry Triumph.
Yeah.
The NDC have paid people $4,000 for the grass going in the water, 3 hours, right? Clean up piece of the canal, right? I want the NDC for know and the village office must know. Down where the back agriculture road, the whole back black. The pass so much.
Okay.
There's three part black at the back.
When the last you went in there?
Huh?
When the last you went in there?
I live in the Triumph village.
Okay.
Triumph.
Okay.
This is
So
N-
they want to come
NDC
and visit
Triumph.
Dr. Ministry Triumph
Yeah,
and we'll show
yeah,
them why they
yeah,
hold them
yeah,
black at the
yeah.
back.
Did he report to
And I want to
the,
clean up part of the front
did he
part.
report to the regional
Exactly.
council?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Did you report?
Did he report to the regional department?
Okay.
But we report to the regional head office.
And what did
Tell
they
them
say?
again.
What did they say?
Okay, Chairman. Thank you very much.
You see, they want to see the
Got it.
president, the
Got it.
prime
Hello.
minister, when
Hello.
at the local level,
Hello?
they can solve their problems.
Hello? Hello?
Ridiculous.
You see, they're not going to the
Yes,
right
Colony.
people.
You on the air? Hello?
Total ignorance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
I got a problem here, man.
Yeah. What problem?
I sent him a claim for NIS
Yes.
You see that?
12th of March.
Yes.
They got me running. When I run it now, they said disqualify the claim.
I can't do
You're
that
running?
right now.
You should be an athlete by now.
Don't do that, Chuka.
Must get a medal.
Yeah.
You see, they,
Colony.
Yeah, Mr.
The
Sharma.
problem the positive
Everybody
people.
talk anything but the PPP use always cut them off.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because for listening to the people view. You always cut them off.
Colony, hello?
Yes, Mr. Sharma. I'd like to come into see housing scheme and see this road, man.
Yes. What happened to the road? What is the problem with the road?
The road is in a terrible condition.
What is it?
Give me a location.
What was the
Speak
area?
to the-
CI housing scheme.
Okay.
CI house.
West coast of Demerara.
Okay.
Did you
Should I-
report it? Did you
CI
Pardon?
housing. What part? So it's a big place.
This is on the west coast of Demerara.
Yes, I know
Okay.
that, but CI is a big place.
Okay,
Which
I got
part of,
CIs. I know the area that
which
you're
part
talking
of
about,
CI?
yes.
CI is a big
I would
place
like you
down.
to come down here and maybe reach out and let me talk about some business.
No,
Okay,
if
okay.
he tells me that I can deal with it
Yes.
at the regional office.
Yes.
You don't
I
have to go
went into
there.
the regional office
And what happened?
first time.
What happened?
They just keep on saying that is they come in, and up to now.
Carl,
area?
I come there myself. I come there myself.
Yeah, but
Right?
which area? Which area?
So what they do
Which area? Which
here?
area? Which area is this?
What's the name of the place?
What is the place?
Morning the Ida, West Coast, Demerara.
Okay.
Opposite the government school.
So that's
Okay.
my action. Just ask
The road is
him.
extremely bad.
Sure, we'll be there sometime.
Opposite the government school.
Opposite the government school.
What date you'll be here? You mind give me a date?
About towards the time.
Thursday, alright, cool.
But in the meantime, Mr.
Call in here. Hello?
We will call
What,
it.
man?
Yes, call in here.
You don't make a noise.
Call in here. Hello?
He can handle it.
Hello?
It's a big problem.
Yes.
Well, then I could have go to Mr. Granger.
Yes.
Because the lady damaged me fence when I go to court, the magistrate gonna actually chop down the tree. And there's the story. I get put out the court. I
Okay.
could have go to Mr. Granger for that.
Okay.
Everything you can't run to Granger for.
Yes.
I don't run to W for do nothing.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Call in here. Hello?
He's not a lone ranger.
Hello? Yes.
Good afternoon, Shamo.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You know, this program here is voice of the people, right? Isn't that so?
Yes.
Right, but for this past, since this government take over, it's not voice of the people, it's voice of the 4 years there.
No. You're talking wrong.
Yes.
And they want to blast the government. That's what they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't do.
That's
I
what I
will
want.
not allow that. I will not allow that. Call in here. Hello?
Shamo,
Yes.
for all those folks who call and say there's no longer the voice of the people,
Yes.
they can go on 91.1 and give their views there.
Yes.
But they're allowed for more than 5 hours to listen to ignorance on that station. That's my comment.
Thank you very much.
That radio station.
Yeah, the radio station.
91.
No, I can't get the radio station.
That
I can't get
PPP
lights for
radio
radio
But
station.
the PPP have a program on
Well,
Thursdays too.
because Jagdev gave the
On the
licenses to his friends, relatives, and PPP
How many radio
people.
station you got really in this country, man?
You got plenty, man. I can't.
And I can't get a radio station. I
I
applied 15 years now, 16 years I applied.
They said they want to
16 years I
Well,
applied radio
that
station.
is what you see. On the
Yes.
one hand, they
Yeah.
criticize this government, which
Yeah.
has been in office for only 2 years.
2 years, yes.
Leon was right. They have not shown their patriotism. If you are representing this country, you want to be people to vote for you, you have to represent all the
All,
people
yeah.
at all times. And Jagdeo has no interest in this country. That's why Robert Prasad, who was Minister of Agriculture, he sold everything out and lives now in the United States
You
of
buy
America.
you can buy a TV station too.
It is an example of how they have raped this country, have no interest in it because they no longer are able to do so.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Look how they did with you. For more than 10 years,
Yes.
you were the person
Yes.
who was putting the issues
Yes.
in
Yes.
the air.
Somebody-
This is the 25th
Yeah, yes,
anniversary
yes,
of this
yes,
station.
Yes.
You yourself, before this program started,
That's
we had
right.
half an hour
That's right.
to show people
But
bits
happening,
and
that's
pieces
right.
over
Yeah.
that long period,
yeah, like-
how you and the people who supported you were brutalized,
Realize.
physically brutalized.
That's right.
And the question is, do we as Guyanese want a repeat of that? I had some of that too during the Burnham era.
Yes.
But now we are living in a modern age. Must we repeat those things? Must we not have a process of reconciliation? Here we are talking about cohesion. We just celebrated the 21st anniversary
Yeah.
of independence.
Yeah.
Jagan, equally as Burnham,
51st.
fought
How much?
51st.
51st. Jagan, Dr. Cheji Jagan,
Yes.
who also was a president,
Yeah.
and his wife a president of this
Yes.
country.
Yes.
They played a significant role. Some people will say even more than Burnham. But
Okay.
let's not get into that now.
Okay.
The important thing is that the PPP as a political party played a leading role for independence in this
No.
country, for independence of this country.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, all right.
I want-
Okay, it's all right. It's
No,
all
I'm
right.
not repeating, but then around-
It's
I
all
don't
right.
agree with that.
It's all right if
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
agree.
yes.
Because this is the democracy.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
right to disagree with what I
Exactly.
say. It's
Yeah.
part of
You
our
are disagreeing
program.
just now.
No.
Yes.
It's part of this program
Yes.
that we have the right to agree and disagree.
Disagree, yes.
That is the new culture that this government wants
Okay.
to put into being, so that what happened to you, Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
would never happen again.
Yes.
All right, we have reached a high level. It was not an easy thing that you have been awarded, or I would say we have been awarded, Jaipal as a junior, effective, one of the best ministers that this government has had. But he's missing the point that I'm
What
trying to make.
point? What
the
point is
point
that?
I'm trying to make is this.
What point is
Is
that?
that
Okay,
is that the PPP
Yes.
played a valuable role in the independence of this country. And
No.
therefore,
No,
they
no,
worked
therefore,
against it.
No,
and
wait,
therefore,
wait.
therefore,
Wait.
What Mr.
Yeah,
Jagdeo did,
yes.
and his members of parliament and the other people, of not attending that ceremony
That's-
is an absolute betrayal
Okay, let me
of
have a-
what Dr. Jagan stood for.
Really,
An
really.
absolute betrayal. Because Jagan every year as president and before that observed Guyana's independence.
Yeah, let me hear
Let me hear what you got to say.
PPP Burnham was part of PPP at one time.
Bonham was one of the founders of the PPP. He
Let
was
us
the
put it
chairman of
this
the
way.
PPP.
Let me-
Yes, you claim that the PPP played an integral role in getting us independence, and I'm saying no. They played a supporting role, but the integral role was played by the PNC and by Forbes Burnham. If Forbes Burnham didn't do what he had to do, Duncan Sands and them want to bow
What-
and give us our independence.
What did he do?
He was forceful, authoritative,
It was
and he
right.
was very focused on making sure that the shackles of colonialism come off our backs.
You want to discuss
No.
the history of our country now on this
No,
program?
no, we won't discuss the history, but the point I'm trying to make is
can
this.
discuss it.
No, no.
Ram so high control.
Here,
Yes,
here,
yes,
look.
yes.
We're dealing with
Yes,
two
yes,
sides.
yes,
No, no.
yes.
We're dealing with two sides
Yes, yes.
to the same coin.
Yes.
The PVP and the PNC It's like Bati and you know what, right? They come together. And the point is,
They didn't come together. They were part of the same political
Right.
party.
So
Burnham was one of the founder members of the PPP.
Accept. But the point I'm making is on the point of independence.
Became the chairman, became the first education
all right,
minister.
let's not quarrel over
Let's
this.
not split hairs about it.
What I'm
They
saying,
played
what we
a
saying
very
now,
significant
Hold
role.
up, there's
What we
an
saying now, there is
hold
need
on. Colony here.
That is what we're talking
Hello?
about now.
for the coming together.
Exactly. That's my point.
Hello?
I agree with you on that.
Hello, Colony here. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and your panel.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
First of all,
I know your voice, but go ahead, you go ahead.
yes, I would like to say happy independence to the
Yes,
whole Guyana
yes,
and to you also.
yes.
I would like to make a point because there's a lot of callers speaking about, but at this age and time, that in this age, at this independence, I think before we bad mouthing others, I think they had a cohesion. I think people should come together, you know, and stop bad mouthing people.
Okay, thank you
Bad
very much.
mouthing the opposition or bad mouthing the
Okay,
government.
thank you very much.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If we got an opinion,
Okay.
let's share it. You know, and I would like to give Mr. Raha.
What Ram is trying to say, Ram said he did not attend the function that Ram is saying. He did not.
They boycotted the thing. You
Boycotted,
see,
yes.
They have a PP.
Yeah.
Jagdeo, I would say Jagdeo.
Yeah.
He has a policy of boycott and sabotage, and that policy is active and operating in this country. He has to stop that. Not only that he must understand that he's an elected person. He's a member of parliament. He chose to become the leader of the PPP and go to the parliament and be in opposition. The democracy, Mr. Sharma, in this country cannot function without an opposition. Okay. And what we need is a responsible opposition. As the president himself said, yes, we must put the ministers and elected officials' feet to the fire if they're not doing the things that they ought to do, their duties and responsibility. What is Mr. Jagdeo's duty and responsibility as the leader of the opposition? What is his duty? It's part of our constitution. And Mr. Jagdeo he must understand that he cannot choose what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do.
Did you want the flag raising?
He wasn't there.
No, you went.
No,
you went.
no, I wasn't there because I had some other important things to do.
You went,
but my heart,
hold on.
my heart was there.
Right.
I was not officially invited.
Son, you went.
Neither were you invited.
I was there.
You were invited officially? You were invited.
You were there?
I was not officially. My heart was there. As he said,
My heart was
You
there.
didn't have to be officially invited.
No, but
You had to be there as a Guyanese.
I am not.
This is something that comes out of your heart, naturally so.
Mr.
No,
Saul,
but at this age, you got to get arrested at midnight. You can't be on the road at midnight.
Mr. Saul, I was there because you guys were there.
Yes.
So you represented
I was there.
Of course you were there.
I was there, yes.
Remember you and I spoke on the phone?
Yes.
And you said you were going with Paul Sharma? Good. So you represented us. So that's not the issue. But you do not have the responsibility. Because if you were opposition leader, I am sure you would have been there. Because you are a responsible individual and you take your responsibility seriously. Jagdeo has what is called in law a fiduciary responsibility, a legal responsibility, a constitutional responsibility. As the leader of the opposition, to be there, he's being paid to be there. Exactly, Mr. Sankey. He is being paid to be there. And he has abrogated a very serious and the charge as a member of parliament and the leader of the opposition has abrogated that
He's
responsibility.
moving in a kind of treasonous air around him.
Let me ask you, hold on. You know, Jack threw me a flag raising one time? Me and Sangi?
They throw you out?
Throw me out.
Who threw you out?
What money you
Yeah, when you went to the national park.
But that's different.
What year was that?
They didn't go at all.
No, but what year was that?
When Jagdeo was.
Oh, Jagdeo, of course.
Jagdeo was the president at that
Well,
time.
he was a dictator. He didn't want you to be there. Yeah, he didn't want you to be there.
Army and police threw me out.
You had a right to be there.
Yes.
On two grounds.
Yes.
One, as the leader of a political party, and 2 as a journalist and a broadcaster.
And Jack, they throw me out the place.
And he should not have done that.
Call the police, throw me out the place. I didn't know. That's it.
He should not have done that, Mr. Sharma.
This housing expo is a really serious
we
event.
will talk about later.
We'll talk about that just now.
Yes. Call you in here, hello?
Good day, Mr. Sharma.
Yeah, good day,
Why is this fellow not allowing anybody else to talk? This Mr. Rahama. This country never had a democracy and never will.
Okay.
It have a democracy.
Okay. Hello?
Get the number?
Why don't you go look at
Hello, good
the
afternoon.
PPP program on Thursday?
Rahman said the right thing.
Yeah.
Because Charity Jaga fight for this country. And everybody, thank you for that. Thank you.
Very good. See, that's a sensible.
Call in here, hello?
Hello, Sharma.
Yes. Call you in here, hello?
Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
I wish to congratulate Mr. Rahman for the things he has done in the rice industry.
But, hear the but.
I understand. I know we.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's right. Yes.
But you can say but just now.
Yeah. Call in here. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Second emotion for CIA housing scheme, boy.
Yes.
Just imagine a big truck can go into the 3rd Street. It's so hard to travel in this.
Why can't go in? The big truck can't go in.
In CIA housing scheme,
Why?
the new
Why?
housing
Tell me
scheme,
why.
up to the big school.
No,
Black white.
He said why? You asked him why.
You got goalpost there?
He's not answering.
CIA housing scheme.
Why they can't go in the housing scheme? Why?
The road is bad?
The road bad?
The road bad. Imagine a truck hard to come in this place here, man.
Okay.
Since when? Since when that has been the situation?
If somebody's sick, there's no ambulance or no taxi can come in this place, brother.
Since when? How many years now that has been the situation?
And it's my police vehicle can come into patrol. No.
How many years since you had this problem? How many years now?
Just since the scheme bill.
What did we say?
Since the scheme bill. That's your PP time.
That's how many years? About 10
How
years.
many years?
10 years?
It's about 10 years.
10 years, you see that?
Yeah, you see that?
10 years.
But they never complained before.
And they never complain about the PPP.
Mr. Rahman, don't know that.
Hey, Sharma.
Yes.
Sharma.
Yes.
Know something deep down for me heart. You know the people that really need you to go and expose their plight now, buddy.
Yes.
People to Borbis, to Linden, to Kakwani.
Yes.
Everybody having a.
I used to before. What happened now?
We now can see the people that man.
But you can come with him.
People that, when PPP was running this country.
Yeah.
What you used to run about doing though?
Because
You
they were
don't know
mismanaging
nobody.
the country.
He get old now.
Yes.
What do you want to tell me? He want to tell me something, talk. I see pushing the head in front of you.
Because they were
what you
mismanaging
want
the
there?
country. That was why you had to go to bring some kind of order. Yeah. Because they were mismanaging the country. So you had a right to go and bring the problem, the people's problem, so that the masses of people
You don't know
can
what
see
I
it.
get for this.
2 years now, and they have had problems going on for 10 years, and they want it to be solved overnight.
What the sugar workers
Let me-
what they do to sugar workers? I am pretty sure that they were sugar workers. I should give it matter must be assaulted me.
No, they don't want to. You see,
They don't want to hear
there are
that.
certain people in this country who
Our
don't
principal
want
look at
to
it,
hear the
the
truth.
matter must have assaulted me.
They don't want to hear the truth or see the truth even when
we
it
should
faces
now.
them.
Alfred, is it there?
Sharma?
Yes.
Born and fight for this country too. Don't worry, them haters.
Colony, hello?
Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
I hope there's more like Mr. Dogo who can assess this government. For example, the rice, the charges in the rice industry there. And if more, and I do hope that Mr. Dogo goes to the court so that we can have a successful prosecution. Thank you.
Minister Chapel just arrived. Thank you for coming in. Okay. Hello?
Hi, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your panel.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yes.
I just wanted to call in, I suppose, to comment and congratulate you on 25 years.
Yes.
Thank you for remaining as the, I guess, the unbiased voice of the people.
Yes.
A truly unbiased voice of the people. I've
Yes.
been watching this program for most of my life.
Yes.
So thank you for the work that you've been doing as well. And I just wanted to say it seems that a lot of people will call in to your program
Yes.
with a lot of issues.
Yes.
And I don't know if they have access to your website.
Yeah, you have a website. We have a website.
I know, but if there's a lot of poverty, I don't know if the majority of people who are tuning in might be able to sign in. So I wanted to propose or suggest rather a hotline of sorts, because a lot of the issues that some of these
What are some of the issues you're talking about? What are some of the issues you're talking about?
Well, for example, the lady that was on there earlier with trouble with the police.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
The matter didn't really need to go to the office of the president. That's rather minor. With regard to all the other issues that we do have.
Okay.
I know you have a program on your station. Not your program, but shows on your station, Matters of Public Importance.
Yes.
I think it's hosted by Ms. Teixeira. The last segment she spoke about the painting of the office of the president, the paint color.
Yes.
On the office of the president, and I thought, she could have done a lot more with her airtime.
Okay.
We have issues with Region 8 flooding. We have infrastructure issues very much pertinent. We have an oil deal that's kind of up in the air. Nobody knows if it's happening or not. And on that note, there's a lot more that we could do that won't have as much an impact on the environment. And as much as people are excited about oil, I highly doubt that it's actually going to be sold to a Guyanese company.
Thank you very much. Where are you from?
Well, I'm just visiting from the States, so they're allowed to see my...
Thank you.
It's going to the United States.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Colony, hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
I would like those people that calling in to say that Jagger do this for this country. They must know he used to tell them same coolie people for burn up the cane up at quarantine day. Bonham left NIS for everyone and they were talking now for get money when they need 60. They must stop work. They must not in there. The other in Jagger now used to tell people for burn up the cane. They must stop talking nonsense about Bonham. Bonham is the best father for this country. He left things for people. For people like me and you. And when we be 60, must stop work. I stopped work 7 years ago, I need 60. And I enjoy in the old age. This is my golden years ordained. I'm saying people were talking, them should wash Bonham foot and drink the water. They must stop talking nonsense.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Colony, hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sharma. You're the panel.
Yes.
Thank you for the service that you've been giving this nation for all the years.
Yes.
I must say, and it's a blessed day that Guyana have since the AP and UAFC government has taken office.
Yes.
Because we, right now in Guyana, we could go and protest anything that is bothering us.
Yes.
And without being shot down by the police, without having the police being ordered by the government to shoot people down. Even those cane cutters who are protesting in Borbies, who are protesting in on the East Coast, right? They would have been shot down under Jagdeo. Jagdeo would have sent the police to shoot them down.
True.
People were was at the monument, right? Just talking. Just at the monument talking, and he sent police to shoot them down, right? And Collins, their former chief of staff,
Edward,
James Bond, the attorney at law. They were shot. There were people who were shot, right? Trying to think. Mark Benchcap was in jail by Jagdeo. Mark Benchcap was jailed by Jagdeo for 5 years, five long years.
That's
true. For treason that he did not commit.
Yes.
The other colonel, the other major in the army, and his wife and a friend was jailed by Jagdeo for so many years, right? All because he said that they're planning for overthrow, right? Nobody has been under this government. Nobody has been prevented from protesting. Right? This country is more free country under this government, and these people are like Jagdeo has no legs to stand on to talk about this government. He is morally bankrupt, right? So I think that the people of this country ought to support this government. 2 years is no time.
Okay.
You gotta support this government and allow it to do the work.
Yes.
You understand? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very good. Very good.
Big contribution. Minister, what do you like to say?
Thank you, CN, for having me in the program. And you did promise, and you kept your promise that you will delay the program for my presence, and I must thank you for that. So I'm open to receiving any calls or questions from the general public, and I must say happy 51st Independence Anniversary to this nation, to the Guyanese people. And if you notice the messages from the president down to his ministers that was sent throughout the regions of Guyana is that we speak in and we preach in the word of peace and unity. We speak in diversity. We speaking about there must be unity in diversity. And so we realize that since after 2 years in government, you cannot build this government. We cannot build this country. We cannot build a region. We cannot become a proud people without people working together. So people must work together if we're going to develop your communities, develop the region in which your community is part of, and ultimately develop the country and have a good government, good governance. Okay. So you must have togetherness. And the caller did pointed out in a comparison with Jagdeo.
Yes.
When he said if Jagdeo was running things, just like what they did at Wales with you and those sugar workers, those workers that are protesting at Rosal would have met the similar fate. But ironically, Jagdeo, at his recent press conference, is calling out on women, men, and children to go and protest. So I don't know if he just wake up and he's a new person. I don't know if he didn't realize what his government was doing. And in 23 years, he's responsible for 12 of those 23 years. And so you want to know when he comes up with these statements, if he don't have any shame when he say things like that, the moral authority to speak and tell people they must protest. When the caller highlighted a few instances when people protest, even former chief of staff, members of parliament, and myself should be marching along with those groups that was going to the Hatfield Street when the rubber bullets rang out, shot those peaceful protesters marching. And so I was to be part of that. I supposed to join them, but it happened so that I came late as usual, and it worked in my benefit. But of course, that will be a tragic incident. I could recall after that incident, we regrouped at Congress Place, and the leader of the opposition then, Brigadier David Granger, the people wanted direction, what they must do. I was there at Congress Place, and I want the leader to say, go out and retaliate. And so myself and Rupert took the stand, and Rupert spoke to them and said they must disperse. And the leader did not want to inflame the situation. He did not go and meet with the people because the people wanted direction to take action. And that is what a good leader is about. So we could have used that situation there, and could have broke out in Guyana around that time. So he took control of the people. Even when the 2011 election, when the election results was to be declared, if you could remember, they had a massive march to the Parliament building, where they met with the government side, and they had a discussion, and the leader marched them back out peacefully without incident. So this APNUFC government is promoting peace because we realize we need peace to build the country. But the opposition, headed by Jagdeo, is preaching division and lawlessness.
Okay. Colony, hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, Mr. Shah.
Yes.
I would like the minister to just do me this favor. In the night around, you see, by Munishwar area, don't put on no light.
Why?
By Munishwar and Parsham, and beer robbery is get at the end there. Why these people don't put on light on the building? You're supposed to have a big building with light.
Yes.
And in the morning hours, about 3:30, You don't speak of police and control let them be on the road around that area because there's a car park and a lot of people that get robbed here around BV Park and go into the market there and the bus down just put the people off there at the end there. So to walk that piece there is be a problem.
Okay.
Then in front the clock.
Yes.
We need to clean up. You see the whole market, those stalls that is in front of the market need to go on wheels and go in the market. And early in the morning it come out.
Okay.
Because it harboring a lot of nonsense.
Okay.
We need to do that.
Not a crime.
Because the crime, that part, you won't get a thing to finish.
Yes.
You got always the people coming out looking for people to rob. All them things with the peace, we paying police to work with the army and service get them on the road and we could do certain things. When you hold some of these people,
yes,
with these petty things, get them a letter to community work and clean up the help city council clean up the drains, ever clean up the garbage.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And they're gonna come half for the road.
Thank you very much.
Or better you curfew this place for 6 months and then let me get some changes.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much. Call your name. Hello, call your name. Hello?
Stop.
Yes.
It's my type of people look, I want.
He's trouble.
Yes, there's a number of issues, and so the panel is free to maybe shoot a question. I know that we have a very powerful
there
panel
should be
here. And
cameras in that area, though, and there are 2 police outposts, one by the Ministerial in there's Guyana stores, and there's another.
yes,
police
I'm aware.
outpost.
So I got to report that to
Call
the
in here.
commander
Hello?
to see if they could
Yeah,
increase the
Mr.
patrol
Sharma.
in that
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are a panel to the minister.
Yes.
I'm a part of this Better Life for All Guyanese government.
Yes, yes.
I had a concern about this man himself. Since when HL turned politician?
I don't know.
HL, I remember when he was the ERC chairman.
Yeah.
Then the whole length and breadth of this country, he don't want to be a no political bandwagon. He don't want to be no minister. He don't want to be no politician. Now we turn minister now, man. He and Adel Nandalal and discouraging people and they're destroying this country.
Okay.
Right? They got to support his government and the people are right. Look, your son doing this audit. And like tell the nation how much corruption, how much money, trillions of dollars these people and thief and got this country in poverty.
Okay.
Now my boss, Granger, who I work with in the army, now trying to bring this country and people's deaths. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
But Ajay was a religious minister, then he became a political minister.
He said that.
Caller, you're here.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Yeah, good afternoon.
No, I live in a diamond, right?
Yes.
I got a complaint over 4 years making to the NDC.
What?
Yes.
4 years?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Jaipal live in diamond, he could give me some advice though.
Yes.
If you're making a house and you want to put a shed in your, do you put your shed over into your neighbor yard? So when the rain fall, the gutter water and everything flood up in the neighbor yard?
Can't know that. The city council have done that.
Yes, that is what happened with me. And then the surroundings of my neighbors, the sanitation is very bad.
so which part of Diamond is this?
This is in 17th Street.
17th Street.
17th Street.
Okay.
Right.
And so did you complain to the NDC?
I complained to the NDC. The sanitary came about 1 month ago and nothing has been done. The back neighbor, they went and clean any fish, shrimp, chicken, anything. In the 4 foot, they dumped them garbage. Then I got some trees. Just as tall as my lot. So when the breeze blow now, all the leaves they hit my backyard, tap my house, tap everything. The sanitary come and see everything, but he never go and tell them people this what to do or what not to do. I even can't open my window because of his stench. I got to lay in my house walking the fun.
But which action minutes can take in the matter?
Well, you could come to the office to give me not the particular, but give me the particular in relation to your name and when you made this complaint and what they say to you. So I'm going to need some information and I'm going to see if I could do something, okay?
Yeah, okay then. Thank you very
It's a
much.
new NDC, elections, appointed new persons, and so we expect them to be functioning. But of course, the NDC is controlled by the opposition. And you know, if they can't run an NDC, you want to question if they could, why they want to be in government in terms of opposition, fighting to be in charge of the executive branch of government.
That's a very serious point you raised there, because remember
Yeah,
you and I
okay,
went,
thank you very much.
remember you and I went to Blake, and the Blake, those people down on East Bank is where me and Jai Paul went and spoke. Every single one of them, the problems, and we made notes of it, hundreds of problems, but all leads to the local authority and the past regional officers of the PPP not looking into the very small problems that those people have had. Like, for instance, remember the road. The road was in a terrible state. That road was built about 3 times during the rule of the PPP. And yet, I think you said monies were allocated to build a better road. But for now, this government has patched up all those holes. Now you can drive without any problems. Now these are small problems, Mr. Sharma. That's what.
Well, the people of that community there, they said, look, they want wider roads. We're going to look at that. I said we're going to look at that. They need a lot of improvement. Perica, the complaint about the NDC. Again, the NDC is controlled by the PPP. Between the AP and AFC, we only have 2 councillors there, and so 4 councillors, 2 from each side. And the NDC is using the authority to victimize even the one councillor.
Yes.
So whilst people is there to complain to me about corruption in the NDC, Perica there, a councillor complained to me that he also have a stall and they're victimizing him. So the PPP used the NDC to victimize supporters of the government. Even a sitting councillor is being victimized. So this is what I said to that meeting, is that we're not such a government. And the caller mentioned about the forensic audits, which I'm responsible for. And I don't come on television and speak about all of the things I discovered and found. I simply send it to the police, okay, so for them to investigate. So when the police investigate, they send it to the police legal advisor. The police legal advisor sent it back to the police sent it to the DPP. The DPP is the one who put the charges, recommend the charges, the police execute. So you have Nandalal and Priya Manichan and all of them going and say, oh, the police do this. It's their own DPP. Remember you used to say the DPP is like the PPP? So the own DPP say to charge these people. And they're saying how we charge only PPP people. Almost all of the board members of GRDB was PPP. So who else are they going to charge?
Exactly.
So and the thing is, you didn't charge them because they are mere board members. There was a sacred bank account, and those 6 persons was a signatory to the account. So they were directly involved. You cannot go and charge a councillor who had no knowledge of the account. It was only known by these 6 individuals.
And one of them was Jagdev's niece.
And so they're going about, even after the court matter, soon they came down from the court step to the cameras, telling the people how the government victimizing and witch hunting people. And so they put in the minds of the people like this government going after you for no reason just because you are a PPP. It's not true. And I did not come, or no one from our side come and say this is the position. Okay, but there's a number of things, millions of dollars got to be accounted for. Well, millions turn into billions.
Billions.
But we're looking at millions here. We're looking at 300 and something million. But this is what is ironic. This is the former Attorney General. He himself is charged representing the GRDB former board members. He himself charged for some law reports, Commonwealth law reports, and he is now representing people. But this is what he said that struck me. He said for such minuscule amount that you're going after these people. How 600 something million, how figures like 300 something million, 400 million, and we have a case of a next 600 something million is minuscule amount. How is so small and insignificant? Where is this man living?
What about 100 million?
He must be a billionaire.
Right.
So he's a billionaire.
So these are the statements we have to examine coming out from a former Attorney General. An Attorney General who evidence was in a newspaper, cartoon newspaper, that the evidence indicated that he signed off in his budget stating that the Commonwealth law reports was for the AG library, which is supposed to be used by state council, magistrates, and judges in the research. He have it in his house.
He took it away.
So, and this man have the gall to stand up and to speak to this nation and now he wants to represent people. Apparently, he's blacklisted. What he wants to know if his name is one of the blacklisted,
that's a question.
but he don't know, and he's probably ashamed to go to the airport, and then they say no, you can't travel.
Yeah.
So he just wants to know if his name on the list. So, but these are the things they have to look at.
But you raise an important point. Mr. Ramson, who has been there for more than 7 years, has done nothing, but Ejel from the PPP has written to him asking him to get the government to release the name, the blacklisted people.
And he suddenly
And
wakes up.
now he just woke up and he's now...
I don't know if it's 200 or if it's one person. I don't know. So government don't know who's this. Somebody give the Kaito News or whichever newspaper a figure of 200.
It might be 400.
We don't know. That's the police job.
Yes.
Who the blacklist in the court job, who the blacklist government
I'll
don't
tell
get
you why,
involved
Mr. Sharma,
with
just
blacklisting
one
of
second.
people.
I'll tell you why they're confusing the people, because that is exactly what they used to do. There was no separation between the police and the PPP. No separation. They will pick up their phone and call, say, lock up Leon. And the police come and lock up Leon.
Lock me up.
Lock up Sharma. Come and lock up Sharma, right? You know, that's how they used to operate. They cannot get themselves to accustom, to understand that there is a separation of power. That Mr. Sharma here, he as the minister has instituted the investigation. He is not the police. When the reports come back, he has to scrutinize it, then send it to the relevant police authority. They're the ones who go through it and see whether there are evidence in the report.
Call you there.
To make charges.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, good
Yes, you're
afternoon.
correct.
You know,
Yes.
now cut me off. Let me just give you a little thing. Your son said just now that the NDC have blocked a lot of things for the PPP. Now the NDC live right near me in CI, which want a trench to dig at the back there a big flood out. And the people must say when again lang bomba heimat. Up to now, the lang bomb can't come when there's some government thing. Up to now.
Because I don't have one.
At CI. And look,
We have a meeting. We announced that the Minister of Government going to be there. I was the minister. Why you weren't at that meeting to say exactly what you're saying here now? You know, I tried to address as much complaints as I receive.
That's CI.
And so...
You're talking about CI.
the body must try forget the high mark and they must tell them that they're not available. So what going on? When the way
No.
the whole people must flood up here.
I went to Parika area, but other ministers went to other parts of the
country,
of Region 3. Okay, so you know, we going out there as ministers to listen to your complaint. So not just this forum, you know, CN is doing a wonderful thing by allowing you to call and allowing the Guyanese people to
So
call
when I
and
go
interact.
from the Ministerial.
They were there already.
Did you go to the meeting?
Did you went to the meeting? I'm asking you, did you went to that meeting?
How have you seen no man?
Oh, you mean you don't know?
The meeting is widely publicized. And so,
man, honestly, probably even know. I will turn to the meeting because Swami train got to dig. That is trying to commit LNA. And that is trying to commit if I know. I will call.
Just call already about it.
There's some to announce on mic.
Which Swami you talking about?
Is that the trench next to the Swami school?
Yes, to come in straight in the CI scheme.
Yeah, I know it's
Okay, all right.
And I want Mr. Rama when you come.
Yes.
You know, right by Swami school got a culvert. You know what the culvert there?
Yes.
Culvert under the water. And barely a drain.
So
the road got to break and build a new culvert that must be higher that the water can pass.
So you see
that thing called it. And look, Guyana built things well there across, right? They put up the whole front, and now what is rain set back.
Okay, you saying the matter was reported to the NDC, and the NDC is claiming that central government is not
No. The NDC, the boy live right near me. He said that they will get high mark for digging and made a measure thing. So me ask him after we dig again, how long local government? He said, "Boy, they said they said they got to get a long boom, and some government official got to okay the long boom for come then I got long boom, and a long boom got to get honestly."
And how long was this?
This is since last year with this local government election.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna look at it, right?
Oh yeah, but you see and hear me. The culvert we see there front there. When Mr. Rahman come this afternoon, I want to stop there and have a look. You cannot get that. That would take their hand down was a very small thing. That
That's
road,
there
but
last
the road
week
got a
when-
break. And Bill Corbett like a way got all over the place.
Colin, thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you, thank you.
You're right. I
Colin,
stand
good
corrected.
Afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Okay, Ethan Jacob in Myconi.
Yes.
The road is very bad. Bad. And three times the regional chairman, would have done fix this road. And what's going on now? You know, I want you to come in and see what's going on there, Mr. Tama.
Where's region? That's region 5.
Mr. Jaipal is there.
The PPP
But he's
charge
not
of
doing
that
nothing.
region.
What? Which road in particular is it?
Ethan Jacob.
Ethan Jacob. Okay.
Myconi.
Good. I'm gonna look at it.
Huh?
I will look at it.
Okay, thank you.
As I indicated, any works have to be budgeted. I have to first check to see if it was budgeted. If it's not budgeted, unbudgeted. We have to cost the road and see what they're going to put us, what situation you're going to put us in financially to go and to look into that road. So would it need that we go and ask for additional money from the parliament and things like that? So or maybe we could find a savings here or there to look after the road. So it's not something you have an issue and you come to government, you say, look, my road is in deplorable condition, I want you to fix it now. It's all about planning. It's not like the previous government decided to build a road to the Amila Falls without no planning, without no designing. A road started with $15.4 million US, end up at 40-something million US. A road that's being used by the people of this country, but by a few. And yet the government will have to find money to maintain that road. So the previous administration put us in a serious position where we have to maintain things that doesn't serve the interest of the people, where we had to spend money to deal with things, where we had to spend money to deal with their misgivings and the poor decisions that they make. As we call it mess. I always refer to we clean up mess. And here again, because of the poor quality of road that it did for you in, what is the location?
In the East Bank Strip, Hubu Blake area.
Not the Hubu, the last column.
The Mahaika.
The Mahaika Road, because the poor quality of the work.
Material.
This government now have to come within 2 short years to do back the road again. A road that's asphalted concrete supposed to last about 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, Colin here. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
I think that these people calling and talking about this road, you should ask them how long this road they're bad.
Yeah, but they'll ask
Because this government only there in 2 years, and then and the roads with the bill ain't broke up yet.
5 years.
These roads ain't broke up ever since. You understand? If this government, if the PPP went in for 23 years and build road, build back, waste all we money.
Broke back and build back.
Then they build a whole set of broke up road. This government can't build back all the road in 2 years.
No.
They can build back. And then they build back, they can build it strong. That's gonna last more than 23 years. Gonna last 30 years. You see how the Linen Highway last 40 something years?
Yes.
You understand? Since I was a buy the Linen Highway bill, and not to know it ain't broke up yet. The only now got to start doing back the bridges them, right? And the Linen Highway stand up. And I think that the government need to concentrate on these roads, but they gotta build it properly. They can't just give it out willy-nilly and then the people come and get them cockwork and work on last one year, right? So they can't get wrong to all the roads. They can get wrong to some, right? And when they get wrong to the some, it wouldn't be well built. We're gonna last 30, 40 years.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I think that you can't one time.
Yes.
Right? And these people have understand they're supposed to have tell Jagio, right, that he doing nonsense, he thieving the money, plus he getting them bad work.
You can't say thief,
and when he get them bad work, they go build again. Just like we do with the Skellon sugar factory and the bar and the packaging factory. We spend $8 million for, right? And it can't package nothing.
That's right.
Right? This Skellon factory spent $200 million for, and it can't work on today like today. Exactly. They talk about Durban Park. Durban Park is $1 billion, $5 million. You understand? I don't understand how they're looking at Durham Park and they're looking at the scale down with the white elephant.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the scale down with the white elephant. Look at the Enmore Park plant with the white elephant. Look at the Marriott with the white elephant. $52 million US, right? So why these people running down this government? This government only there in 2 years. It's 2 years old as an infant. It is an infant.
Yes.
You understand? It's an infant. You got to grow up before you become a big man.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
When you're born, you got to quit. Then you got to work before you change. You understand? You can't running down this government. Give the government time to work.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No, but the callers spoke about a lot of white elephants, and he didn't add in Marriott, he didn't add in the Flip Montigal Road, Cato School, he didn't add in a lot of things, and so these are all white elephant, and an elephant gestation period is actually 22 months. So even we treat ourselves as the elephant, we ain't born as yet. So, as a human, you treat us at 9 months and we deliver and then we move. But an elephant, and we have lots of white elephants. This administration basically came out with
Mr. Sharma, Mr. Saki, and Mr.
Rahman.
I forget the name.
Mr.
Rahman. I will start first by saying I believe we need these ministers in position to come and face his music instead of just Jaipal. Jaipal had the fight industry, and he going to budget. He looking after the budget for the jobs. And I believe some of these ministers need to come and face the music out here, because since I asked you about nearly 3 months now to come and check Hans Grove Cranbrook Road to bring into that constituency, it is still the same and it deteriorating daily on a daily basis. And nothing can be done. I mean, you can't fix all the road, but this is a major road because their constituency is very large back there, and it's only that one road, access road, to bring into Cranbrook, to bring into Anscove Cranbrook, and then you could go to Dot 4, then you come back to Two Friends, Anscove, then you go to Beehive, Greenfield, and all, etc., and we need to fix that particular road, right? Yes. Now, we had a big accident there with here I lose one of my police brother, Fadila, to Richmond. That accident. Could you kindly now analyze to me what caused that accident? If it was the used tire or the negligence of the driver speeding or no alcohol whatsoever, but if it is used tire, I will agree that we need these used tires to diminish. Now, let me say that the road that we have in here, we should buy 4 new tires and put it on a vehicle, and it will happen to get bent. If it's the back or the front, will damage the steering. And would the police allow you to roll that tire until it finish your money?
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Carla.
Okay, well, I took your number as you were speaking, and so I'm going to call you to get the particulars of the road. And so I could come in there and see what is the situation.
Yes, my brother, I will be.
Okay, I took your number.
What's your name again?
Right?
What's your name?
Aubrey Thomas.
Okay, I took your number. It's 231, right?
No, 259-0782.
259-0782. Aubrey, huh?
259-0782. And or else not, you could get me for 661-9254. This is cell phone.
661-9254.
Yes, sir. And this is about the third time we taking this number and I get them through.
Right. We need to get you some attention.
Yes, and now look into the matter now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
And so I was looking at the previous number.
Correct, you're near. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
Just put your phone off the air. I want to tell you something important.
No, we can't go on the off the air.
We can't go.
No, because I don't want. All right, give.
Call after the program.
Call after the program.
All right, this when I was much younger, I have seen a whole lot of industries closed down under, the PPP.
Yes.
And I saw diamond.
Yes.
I saw the bauxite industry. Yes. I saw all of these things closed down under the PPP. And now, this, when you looked at the past president, I want to know if his shame get him going on this press conference, because for me, one you can't understand nothing what this guy is saying. What is by spitting out his poor nonsense on the television. You understand? I just, Mr. Jaipal, continue to do a very, very, very good work. I know that it's not easy. I know the resources are limited, but I'm telling you, the situation will never remain the same. It will change as long as you get things together. Another year or so from now, I estimated it. Things gonna turn around. This country was running by drugs. People didn't really understand how this country was so indebted with drugs, fested with drugs in Owaro, drugs in Timber, drugs in String, drugs in Pumpkin. Well, the past administration used to say, show me the evidence. They used to say, show me the evidence. You understand? The evidence is there with the Petro-Carib deal.
Yeah.
The evidence is there. You understand? And then these same people, pray on all of them, coming up and talk about victimization. Mr. Sharma, you could remember the years. If this government should have said, well, here, everybody who protests, we're going to shoot you all with rubber pellet. You remember over the river how they shoot you up with rubber pellet? Yes. You remember you were there protesting for the sugar workers, and they dragged you, the police beat you and all of these things. You couldn't even protest in front of Parliament building. They're sending people for do you all sorts of things. And today, I could see these people talking, running around with a corrupt self, running around. Let me tell you, they're going to fight how much they want. But let me tell you, they would never, never, never get back into power. They would never get back into power. They would be on the television 24/7, but it's only going to go in vain, because I believe the people know the situation in the country, and the people going to give them the boots. Nobody would vote for them. So if you're thinking that we going to give him a third term, he going to become an old man on the opposition. You understand? Never again he going to return to power. Have a blessing.
Thank you.
What we want is a radio station now. Perhaps the minister, what the minister doing.
What's happening?
Radio station.
Yeah, what's happening so far, we don't know in terms of the...
What happened? I'm helping out everyone. Let me hear. Could probably help out my father.
Yeah, with the radio station.
Radio station.
But he wrote to the chairman and he has not got a response.
Yes.
I spoke to the chairman and he said that if Mr. Sharma writes to him, he will gladly arrange to see him and sort the matter. But so far, nothing has happened.
The secretary will respond to me.
And
but he got no reply.
They haven't invited you to go.
Okay, let me get a copy of your letter.
I got a copy of the letter.
And so I could address your complaints too.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Ramkuran, former speaker.
Since we have the minister here, I think...
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sharma. And your panel.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and the panel.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I've got a question for Mr. Rahman there, right? Usually you use this Hubu Road.
Yes.
And, they do quite a good job of patching it up.
Yes.
But that's up to the coker. I want to find out from him if they're going all the way down to Bendorf. Because, they got people living on the back there too.
Well, the minister is here. I mean, the appropriate minister is here. And the funds, the question of funds. I don't know.
Well, we know the question is about funds.
Well, let him answer.
I mean, we're asking if you could, just take the coker. And you need a better road down there too.
Let me get your response.
No, apparently, you see, people would use this program here and they will ask questions, they know the answer themselves. And so, 2 years old government, this government is doing roads in areas that never had road. This government is giving water in areas that never had water. This government is doing things in places that never had any hands of government doing anything for them in any sphere of their life. And so this caller just facetious that he got to call and ask the question like that. He knows the answer. And so I'm not the minister of the public infrastructure. So if you could tell me how far from that coker to where you're speaking is the distance of that road you're speaking about?
It's not much, but just 2 miles more,
Okay, 2 miles more. Okay,
yeah, Mr. Rahman know the area very well.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a note and I'm going to speak with Minister Patterson if he's available and ask him what plans they have for that particular stretch of road.
That's from
there's
St.
one
Lawrence.
concern, and the other one is that now there's a ranger in this area that is responsible for cleaning these trenches, right? And this guy doing a poor job. You know, calls being made to the region, and nothing being done. This guy was there since the PVP time. This man named King. Now,
Yes.
as is, you got the fast aid there now.
Yes, I already
They get paid for clean this, as I understand, every other month.
I've already
Nobody
spoken
to
to
scrutinize the job. A boat can't pass the fast aid going on by my side.
Correct, you're
you
right
know what I mean?
about that.
People need to scrutinize the jobs that are being given out to these
No, you're right.
for
You're
them
right.
to get it done.
We need to look at these people who were appointed by the PPP and felt that they had a cushy life and they will continue. They can't do that anymore.
What is your on this road?
No, as I said,
It's
look,
a matter of money.
we're going to do that 2 miles, and then the next program, a person going to go on and say, what happened to my 2 miles? So we be only doing road on the in Region 3, and we have roads throughout the length and breadth of the country. And so that is what I'm saying. We have to plan, and planning is important.
How to balance it.
And distribute the wealth in terms of the amount of resources we have available to the various communities in the country.
Let us, as far as I know, the government is being realistic. It doesn't make promises that it's going to do this, that, or the other. People are complaining, Mr. Sharma, about the government has...
Colony, hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
Panel.
Yes.
Last week I called in connection with Guyana, coming from my flood pasture. And
Yes.
I called connection with Guyana and the
Yes.
roads in Iflot. You promised to visit us, but you haven't showed up.
They haven't showed up?
What's your name?
That's the guy from
You took the
I flood past, yeah. They didn't come?
No, Mr. Sharma promised to visit us in the area.
So you gave them an advance number the last time.
I spoke to Mr. Joseph. I hope he's listening, because Mr. Joseph is
No,
very...
I think the call is saying,
yes, I promise,
go.
yes,
Not
I
the-
You promised to go.
I promise to go, yes.
Your water
But
is
you
okay?
made a lot of promises, but
Are
they're
your
not
water
doing.
okay? Is the
No, we
water...
are not getting water.
No, did the person contacted you?
Mr. Joseph?
Mr.
No,
Joseph called
nobody
you?
from Guyana contacted us. We called 3 times. They said they will show up, and nobody showed up.
Okay. Give me your number. Let me get Mr. Joseph.
All right, you give me the number. I'm going to deal with it. So, I'm going to deal with
What
it
is-
at the
what is
level
your
of the
number?
minister.
What is your number?
277
277
3733.
3733.
Yes.
And what's your name?
Angad.
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 I'll call you after the program.
Okay. I don't know if Rahman's saying you're going to look at it or you want I look at it.
Either me or the minister will do it.
So I don't want to get confused, and when Rahman look at it, you blame me, right? So I'm undertaking to deal with this matter. But if you're saying Rahman going to deal with your matter, I have no problem. I don't fight for the war.
No.
Right? So if you ask me to address it, I'm going to address it.
I prefer you address it because you deal with the finance. and
Okay,
you know what
so
is going on.
give me that
From the budgetary
information,
allocation.
and so I'm going to deal with this.
Colony, Andy, hello? Hello? Hello, Colony.
Hello.
Yes?
Mr. Sharma.
Yes?
Kindly allow me to go back to that matter that the fellow from Hobu raised.
Yes.
You see, what he's saying is that from the Hobu sluice.
Could you speak a lot? I can hear you. I can't hear you.
No, he's saying from the Hobu sluice.
Yes.
Going toward Dendar, where the good road begins. You will find that a whole lot of people, a large number of people live along that road, even up to Morrissey. It is a great agriculture producing area. And for all these years, nothing has been done. I appreciate what Minister Jaipal is saying. But if you do not visit the area, you do not know what the hardships people are facing. Now, these people have houses that you can compare to any one of the big shot areas in Georgetown. All of that comes because they're efficient farmers and they're very hard-working people. You got water, you got light, but you don't have roads. Now, if you make 2 miles road a year for these people, it will be a beginning. Now, there are other areas in this country that need roads, we agree. But you got to look at the priority. Which area got hard-working people? You make a road for Nagamutu, to go from where he lives, and Nagamutu get a road made, then he go and spend $70 million to live like a big shot in the old white man house. We are saying that we who live in this area, we need this road badly. Mr. Sharma, you should come down and see the situation, see the style of houses, see the quality of life. And by God, man, you need.
Chapel, was your response?
You know, we need you to come and see this thing, and then picture it. You see, you used to give this thing on the television.
Yes.
And you give that, as we know, a picture say 1,000.
That's right. That's true.
So, sir, come and have a look. Yeah. And all them chaps like Gina and all of them, they got fancy cars, sir. They don't go beyond the Hubu Coca.
I'm going to say.
Down the line. Please come and
see. You may say something going to.
Please come and see the road.
All right.
What is your number? Telephone number?
I'm going to come there tomorrow. So what time is good? Hello? It's a private caller anyway. So I don't know if the caller want me to visit. I'm willing to come and visit tomorrow.
We were there, you know, where
I want to go and see these fancy houses.
I can go with you.
And so we're going to be there tomorrow. I want to know a time, a good time, maybe 1, 2.
2 o'clock.
I don't.
Call in here. Hello?
2 o'clock.
That call?
Yes.
You could ask this a lot.
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
You on your panel.
Yes.
Mr. Jai Paul.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
The currency. So all these people who have this big money stash, then you get to know who got get charged, who did not get charged. Then you know if you keep it play with John, when we start charging all them these millions they got smashed. Thank you.
Call in here. Hello?
Yeah, just another shot.
Yes.
Now, you see what's going on there?
Yes.
Now, what I believe you all should do, as long as you're saying that some of these callers weren't got no.
All right, here it is. I'm going to be coming there tomorrow to see your place, your road. What's a good time?
No, he's
I know. What's a good time?
You could come with the hours. It would be better for you.
No, I want to go Perico too, so I want to go
should.
Perico too, so it gotta be either later or in the morning. So
then you come in the morning.
All right, come
in
like
the morning. You will reach the baddest part of the road is in front of those churches, and you got
okay,
about 4 churches.
We gonna come about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is okay.
To congregate, it will be no good for you to come.
10
and
o'clock.
advise them also that they could find at the other part of the road or the other side to park those vehicles.
10 o'clock is okay.
And you got a lot of things that we like you to see. We got some restaurant here.
Is okay?
10 o'clock is okay?
Yeah, and where do you come?
Okay,
no,
10 o'clock tomorrow.
What I'm saying now, I believe you all should stop saying what you are going to do and stop this jostling about what didn't do and what you all did in this regime. And just continue to get the work going. Because let me look at it this way. When Christ came, he had many more prophets before. And if he had to go back and said what they didn't do, I don't believe he would have had a second coming.
Thank you very much.
So we need to get the work done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right? Thanks very much.
Call in here. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Sharma. Good afternoon to you and your panel.
Yes.
And I'm glad Mr. Jai Paul Sharma is there because I want to raise a point.
What's your point?
We got all these audits into these different ministries. I think the easiest way to trap Mr. Jagio and some of his ministers, Gadraj and them, is to have an inquiry towards the extrajudicial killing of 400 and something people under suspicious circumstances. Now the other day, when they were in power, they spent 100 and something million to inquire the death of Walter Rodney was there 30 how much years, right? No, you got 400 and something people who were killed under suspicious circumstances. They used to use arm of the police force. They still got them in the police force. What used to be the phantom? Mr. Gajraj sat in parliament at one of the sittings, and you know what he said? He have no apology to give nobody, and if he got to do it all over again, he would do it all over again. And there's enough evidence out there. There are people with evidence that can come forward at an inquiry and place Mr. Jagdeo. He was the then president. Gajraj was the Home Affairs Minister.
Yes.
There's enough evidence out there, and bring these people to justice and give mothers and brothers and sisters and children closure. Let them know I'm going to get justice to how the people there, how the family were killed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it seems that this is going to be reality. The people waited long for this.
Caller.
The president indicated that he's going to do it. The opposition leaders have no objections. So,
Colony.
it's just a matter
Colony, hello?
of set a date to
400
set a commencement.
Hello?
400.
Good.
Yeah, Raman, let me hear.
No, the president made an announcement that a very long time ago that this would happen, and it's necessary.
Operator?
For the,
I want you to tell me get more.
10 minutes.
10 minutes more.
for the processes of reconciliation and healing, we need to carry out these.
What time more? How many
these
time?
public. It has to be a public inquiry that has to have presidential.
5 minutes more.
Presidential recognition, or else it would just be a water wash.
Okay.
We aren't sleeping.
No, you see, wake up now, wake up.
You're not dealing with me, son. Might as well travel and go somewhere else. Okay, my total remarks revolve around the housing sector. A lot of glorious things are happening, personally, from how I see it. A lot of Guyanese want housing. The influx of people who I see went to Perseverance yesterday indicated to me that there's a real need. So today I'm going back there, and tomorrow, because I want to really check all those.
How these prices are? Why are they priced?
They are reasonable.
Like how much?
From $300,000 right up. There's prices to meet all levels of our citizenry. Now the other thing is, my next edition of the paper, Unite, coming out on Tuesday, and I got you featured in it. We got 25 years of what you've done is nothing to gloss over. And we got to pay more attention to the contributions made by people such as yourselves.
The middle page.
I see they give awards to so many people, I don't even know what some of them get an award for, to be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Because they apply for it.
Anyway, the point is, youths, we got to keep our eyes on the prize, and the prize is our youth. The Youth Innovation program is being implemented. A National Youth Week has been relaunched, and also we're doing a lot of good things for the youths in terms of the Guyana Youth Service.
What's happened to
Guyana Youth Corps? The Guyana Youth Corps is going to be relaunched. It's going to be probably a modern day kind of Guyana National Service. In other words, money is coming in to deal with the youths. Don't spend the money wild.
What's happened to Aubrey Norton? You know anything about that?
No, well, he's a big youth. He's called an old
He's
youth.
advisor to the president on youth.
But no, he's doing well because we can see results begin to come in.
No, I'm asking about him. It's separate the department of
I'm not dealing with the personality. I'm dealing with the function of the
what
work.
I'm saying is that they're two separate bodies. He's the advisor to the president, and he's supposed to have certain initiatives.
And he's been giving good advice to the president.
No, okay. This initiative that you are talking about is exclusively being dealt with by the Minister of Education, Youth and Culture.
Okay. So there must be some kind of synergy and synthesis.
That is the point I'm trying to make, and the minister is here, so that the discussion we're having, I am saying that
this
we
is
don't.
closing remarks. So we can't have a discussion.
It's a closing remark, like how we have 10 minutes.
Well, that's the way Jenna all the time. And if I open more, Jenna's jumping in.
10 minutes.
Anyway, my last point is that we got to keep our focus on the youth, and whatever money is being given to us for the youth sector, use it wisely, because in 2020, the youths will react.
Well, see, I support the call for constitutional reform, especially with respect to the powers and immunities of the president, and make sure that the people, the members of parliament are accountable directly to the people. We should do that. But besides that, I see a lot of small businesses mushrooming now, and small contractors. I think Mr. Ramkuran referred to that too. But many of them, we have to ensure they have the competencies, and we have to train them if necessary. Because a lot of businesses are small, are failing to. In terms of around Georgetown, small businesses are cropping up all over the place, but many of them are failing because many of them people don't know even to read and write, to count. You know what I'm saying? No, we need to train, make sure
legacy.
people have the competencies. We should have training for these people, for the small businesses and for the small contractors too. Remember at one time, I think Ramkuran referred to this, it was Dipcon, Siraram Brothers, and BK. They control all the contractors. Those guys came from Trinidad, you know, Siraram Brothers and Dipcon. And then BK became the big one now, and he's left alone.
Because he's doing good work.
But we need to have to develop the small contractors. We need to train them and make sure that.
That is right. That is right what he's saying, and the minister is here, so he can pick up some of these points. You need a business training center, so that the people who you talk about, if we're going to encourage people and entrepreneurs, you need to consciously have business training centers all over the country. We need to decentralize these things, Mr. Sharma, so that the people who live in the countryside can have opportunities like the people in the city.
Minister got 3 minutes, 5 minutes more.
Right, so
Make up like
we have a lot of things that we discussed in this program. The viewers, I know they wanted more to say and partake more in the program, but it's being interrupted by, agents of the opposition. And so we're not distracted by that. We're going to do our work in the Industrial Party, and I indicated that once on this program here, and as a Minister of Government, and I'm asked to address the issue, I'm going to address it efficiently and promptly. So I did make a commitment to go to Ansgrove, and Parika. And so tomorrow at 10, I will be there at Ansgrove, and by 1, 2 o'clock, I'm going to be there at Parika. But on my way to Parika, I'm going to stop at CI to see about that particular drain situation. I'm going to look at it firsthand to assess the situation. So when I report to the Minister, I could report competently that this is indeed something urgent that needs to be done. When I went to Hubu, Parika area, the people did complain about the possibility of a sea defense breach. I reported it to the Minister Patterson, and so we're going to look at that. So I want to have things that are critical in your community, because not each and everything we could do, but we could, say stitch and time save 9. So if you could tell me something that is critical in your area, and if it doesn't done within a short possible time with this heavy rainfall, that it could be a catastrophe, let me know so I could prevent that from happening. And so we speak about the many things this administration have done. Probably you didn't, but housing is one of them. And we have the housing solution, a model community for 2017 and beyond. House lots will be sold for the low income, 300,000. In between low and middle is the next category of people. They will pay 500, and the middle income 700,000. These housing units are being exhibited, being produced by a number of contractors. You have your choice which contractor you want to build your home. You have designs to choose from. You have a range of price to look at. And so it ranges like about 6 million to as much as 16 million. So it's your choice. It depends if you want a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, self-contained bedroom, and whatever you want, it have your choice. But what is important is that one location, you could see your house, you could go to the contractor, you could go to the bank, you could go to the insurance company, you could go to the furniture company, and so when you walk out there, you have a complete house, insured and furnished.
One-stop shop.
And it's a one-stop shop. So that is important, what we're doing here. But the persons that we initially targeting is the 28,000 people that collected house lots, get an allocation for a land, probably already paid for it, maybe it passed 10 years, and yet they didn't build anything on that land. We hope that 28,000 people will now choose one of these homes to be built, because what the previous government gave you was a piece of land. And so they never give you advice on how to get about building your house. So 10 years has passed, 20 years passed, the land is still vacant. We want those empty lots be occupied as soon as possible. Those 28,000 people should gravitate to this. And so when we roll out now our housing that we're going to give you in terms of the land and where you could get the facility done, then you're going to actually now participate into this. So we're hoping that this industry, the housing sector, we hoping that we could spend like about 11 billion between 2017 and 2018, 11 billion Guyana dollars. Now we're promoting lesser used species of wood. We're not going to use pine wood that we have certain people was allowed on the previous administration to come and bring this and dump it on us. We're going to use not the green heart, not the purple heart, but lesser used species. It's good quality wood and treated, and so it brings down the cost of the house itself. And so we want to bring the cost down of the cost to the contractor, so the contractor could pass this low cost on to you. And so this is the plan. So we're trying to also, promote clear brick, and so we could even have a clear brick factory. And so we want to promote again, of course, as you know, in Bell West there, the clear brick factory was built by LFS Bornum, and it was collapsed because, again, you need cooperation and understanding amongst the people. So one set of people believe it was built only for one set of people, and they claim that one set of people didn't get employment, and as a result it collapsed. So we want clear brick factory once again to be imported. Some of these houses have declared brick coming from Anson McCall, Trinidad. So why we can't do it here? We could bring down the cost. We could have a buy-in, and so this is what we're promoting. And so even materials coming from Linden in terms of blocks that you could pave the walkway with. So there's a number of opportunity for the young people to get involved in entrepreneurship, business, and this is what we want to promote.
On the question of housing, why don't we encourage people to train people?
We don't have much time.
So they can do self-help, they can build their own homes.
Yes, this is what we want to promote. So it's a package we have to look at, and this is the first stage. And so these housing solutions will be going to each and every region possibly.
Very good.
So this is something that the Minister Patterson, Minister Bulkan, and Minister Don Hastings will be looking at. 3 ministers for that Ministry of Communities.
Minister, what's the interest rate on these houses for the interest rate?
Well, the bank will have their discussion with the...
What average interest rate
we're going to try to see what is the lowest possible interest rate it's going to be dealt with, and it's not something different from what the previous government was given at. So it's the best interest rate as the lowest possible terms. And you have a quality product. The most important thing, you have a quality product, not the interest rate. There's no use to get a 1% interest rate and the house collapses within 1 year. So the bank is also concerned that, we give them this house. And the bank is concerned that if the government promote that you must sell this house so cheap, if you sell this house so cheap to you and the house should be destroyed because of fire or something, the bank is concerned they can't build back a house like that. At $6 million.
Time for coming?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, time for coming. Minister, thank you for coming. Rama, thank you for coming.
And the word is unite.
Have a nice day. God bless you.
Unite. Put Guyana first.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.